Good afternoon. Bienvenue. Welcome. Willkommen. My name is Kelly Lam. I'm the Vice President of Marketing here at Miele, and we want to welcome everybody to another live stream at MieleLive. Over the past weeks, we've developed this new platform in order to be able to answer questions that you, our customers, have, whether it's about products you own or about products that you're looking to own for your home. And obviously, as we all face these very unique times, we wanted to be sure that we can deliver these safely while you're at home. Over the past, we've covered various topics on how to best use your Miele appliances, from our coffee machines, dishwashers, and laundry. This week, we're very, very excited to bring on a very special partner with us to give you more insight into some of the key tools you will need to get the best results when cooking, when storing, or actually when hosting guests in your home, as many of us, well, we're hosting our own families in our home right now. So I'm very happy to welcome the Zwilling brand and Mrinal Sharma, who is the president of Zwilling Canada, here with us on MieleLive today. Welcome, Mrinal.
Thank you, Kelly. Delighted to be here.
So happy to have you here. We've been partners for a long, long time between the two
That's right.
brands.
Yes.
Miele is a family-owned German company, started in 1899. Maybe you want to talk a little bit about Zwilling.
Well, maybe it would be called the older cousin then, because we are also a German brand, a little bit older than Miele. The brand was registered in 1731, so the history goes back a long time. Of course, most of the viewers today would know us from our knives. We're best known for one of the best knives in the industry. But what they may not know is that in the recent past, we've expanded from knives to the entire kitchen and offer very unique cookware, high quality cookware, both in cast iron, stainless steel, and aluminum. And so today we're going to be talking a little bit more about our cookware with you.
Yeah, and Mrinal's going to be here for the rest of on Wednesday and Thursday. We're going to cover a variety of topics, as there really is many things to cover. Many of you, if you have actually experienced a hands-on cooking class with us, you will also have experienced the Zwilling Henckels products, because again, at Miele, not just our appliances, but to make our appliances produce the best results for you, we've also had to partner with the best cookware sets, knife sets. So many of you have actually used the product if you've actually come into any of our experience centers across the country to actually cook with us.
And it's been a terrific partnership, and thank you for all your support. We've had many company events in this very showroom. We do a lot of training programs with some of Canada's best retailers here, because from our side, it's the opposite of what you just said, where we have great cookware, we have great brands, but we want to partner with the best cooktop company, the best oven company, so that the best of our cookware comes to light. And that's always best when we have an audience. And
Absolutely.
So this showroom is perfectly suited for that.
Perfect. So I know, Mrinal, we're actually in front of the Miele Induction cooktop. I know both from Zwilling standpoint as well as Miele, Induction seems to be a very hot topic.
That's correct.
I think both being European brands, I think we bring a lot of experience both on the cookware side, but also on the appliance side in the area of induction.
That's great.
And I know one question that we get a lot of is a lot of people like cooking with woks, but are afraid that there is no option on induction.
Yes.
So maybe we can talk a bit about that. And I'm actually going to do a bit of cooking while we talk a little bit.
Sure.
So first of all, let's talk a little bit about the product that you have here.
Yes, so I think before we get into the product itself, maybe I can give the viewers a little bit of a background on induction technology, so they get up to speed. Of course, both you and I are from the industry, so we talk this language every single day, but some people are just starting to hear about induction, and they're thinking and considering induction and really don't fully understand what it's all about. So in the past, They were essentially two popular types of cooking surfaces. There was the saran, which is the glass surface, which a lot of people have at home. There was also, before that, coil was popular, but people moved to saran. And then gas was really the preferred choice of chefs and hobby chefs and restaurants. The reason for that was that gas was high heat, lots of power, easy up, easy down in terms of the flame, lots of control, and it was really the king of professional cooking types in the industry. In the recent past, there's a new challenger emerging to gas, which is induction, which brings with it all the same advantages of gas, which is lots of control. You can turn up the heat up and down very quickly. It's very powerful. So if you were boiling water in this wok rather than using the wok, you would boil it 50% faster than if I was using gas. So people like that type of power, and it's very safe. There's no flame. So some people prefer that. We have a lot of partnerships in Canada with restaurants. A lot of restaurants moving towards induction. Some restaurants are being mandated if they're on high rises, like the CN Tower or Canoe downtown, because they are on 35th floor, et cetera, and they need the safety legislation will not allow. So induction is an easy move in, and then end users move to that technology because they can get those advantages at home. And what you need with that is a cookware that will be compatible.
And I think people, sometimes are afraid, I think, Brunel, of, oh my God, it's going to be impossible or very difficult to get cookware that's compatible.
Yes.
But reality is, it's not really the case, especially in today's world.
No, not at all. I think there is that bar to entry primarily because lack of information. People are wondering if their cookware is compatible. The easy test is if you have a magnet at home and you're considering an induction cooking surface, you can just apply the magnet on a cookware and just apply it to the base. And if you see the magnet sticking, then it's compatible with induction. And if it doesn't, then it's incompatible. Generally, stainless steel cookware at home will be compatible. Not always, but in most cases it will be. Cast iron, which is this product over here.
Which is one of actually the oldest types of pots and pans that people have used for
absolutely
ever.
Right. Absolutely. This dates back centuries. This will be compatible. Aluminum, pure aluminum cookware will not be compatible, except if it has a base which is specially affixed to make it magnetic. So that's the easy test, but it's not. It's just the first step. What you need to do is also make sure you have the right cookware to get the best out of the cooking surface as well. So that's a start, but there are many, many things you need to consider in the cookware for induction surfaces. And today we're going to cover what some of those features are that you should look for that can take your cooking to the next level.
Yeah, because I think with induction being so efficient, to get the most out of it, you really need to make sure that you're using the best possible cookware set to maximize efficiency that, in essence, the technology is already giving you from the appliance side of things.
That's correct.
To get the best results.
You really need a high performance cookware set. It makes sense to invest in a good cookware set, just as it makes sense to invest in a good cooktop. Most of your customers, Miele customers, are looking for high performance. They're looking for great results. They're really engaged in entertaining, in cooking. So they want to make sure that the meals come out the best that they possibly can. And for that, you need to make sure that you have the right cooktop, an induction cooktop, a Miele induction cooktop. It's like taking a Ferrari for a ride. It's a lot of fun, but your mistakes will get exaggerated because it's a great car. It can run very fast. So you want to make sure that you have a cooktop or that you have a cookware that's forgiving, that can accommodate that high stress, the high power heat that's being generated, because the cooktop is now capable of putting that energy in the cookware, that it's able to absorb it, it's able to evenly spread the heat so there are no hot spots and cold spots, so that the food is cooked evenly, and it's a pleasurable experience for you to cook.
Yep, absolutely. So now I'm going to jump into, because we have two things we need to cover today. So I'm going to start it, and I'll let you talk a little bit more about it. So you've brought a lot of people that buy our induction cooktops, again, are always worried that I love wok cooking.
Yes.
But most woks are rounded at the bottom.
Yes.
And one of the benefits of wok cooking is you really also get the heat up the side.
Right.
Of the wok itself. And a lot of people fear that, with gas, they can see the flames come up, so they're in their minds, it's, oh, I've got my heat on my side, great. And they're not sure whether they can achieve that with induction. So maybe you want to talk a little bit about the Zwilling Henckels woks meant for induction,
right.
And why have you guys, or how have you created that so efficient?
Right.
I'm going to start heating this up a little bit just to do a short demonstration. What we're going to show today with the wok is a very, very basic home-style fried rice that's that we do. That's very, very simple. The ingredients are very easy. We have some freshly chopped ginger. We've got just the egg whites, and then we got some green onions that we're going to do, and we're going to, everybody knows day-old rice is actually better rice to fry with. It's drier, so we've actually had that drying for the day. So I'm going to do a bit of wok cooking.
Okay.
Maybe while you can talk about the construction
my
of
pleasure.
the Henckels wok.
Yes, so Kelly, you're absolutely right. There's a lot of interest in woks in Canada. It's one of our best-selling items in the cookware line. We sell tens of thousands of woks every year, all kinds of shapes. We have some examples here. You can get double-handled woks. You can get long-handled woks. People have different preferences. People want it with lids, without lids, stainless lids, glass lids. So we have all kinds of varieties of woks available. And for people who are interested in finding their favorite wok, you can go to zwilling.ca, which is our website, and you can find more information specifically to your question on woks and how they're suited for induction. We get that question as well, because a lot of people have purchased induction cooking or induction cooktops, I should say. And actually, wok is a fantastic product to use on induction cooktop. A lot of people have the misperception that it will not be compatible because of the visual bias. When you see a gas cooktop, you see the flames coming out on all sides, they're licking the sides of the wok, and you visually get a confirmation that the entire wok surface is being heated, and my food, that smells good, the entire surface of my wok is heated, and I will get good results. Well, with Zwilling woks, you can get the same type of performance at home using an induction, because the wok does all the work. You don't need to have flames licking the side of the wok. The heat is generated at the base of the pan. So just to briefly tell you how an induction cooktop works, the hob does not get hot. Magnetic currents are created by the cooktop, and it activates the particles on the cooking surface, which is the wok itself. So I'm sure Miele has done many times where you put a paper towel or a cloth on the cooktop, and you put a wok or a cooking surface. You can still cook, because here's a magic trick. In this case, you can see that really the wok, the surface did not get hot. The electromagnetic currents that are being created are heating the wok directly. It's putting a lot of energy into the wok, and the heat is being transferred from the base of the wok very quickly and very efficiently to the sides of the wok. So you have very good heat transfer, because this is a clad material. You have stainless on either sides, but in the middle of the wok is aluminum. Aluminum is a great thermal conductor. It's transferring heat from the base all the way to the sides and to the rims of the wok. So all of the wok is being heated. You have very even heat transfer. You have a very stable aluminum core, which is transferring that heat. So you don't have a cold and a hot spot. And that is what you must look for in cookware when you're considering induction. A high quality cookware that will be able to effectively do heat transfer while avoiding hot and cold spots.
And I can already see in this, as I'm using it, again, one of the benefits of the wok in wok cooking is the heat on the side. I'm about to put my egg in to cook for the fried rice. I can push the rice to the side and I can still hear the rice crackling.
Yes.
So really, you're still getting the same effect as a traditional wok on gas.
Yes.
The heat's actually going up, again, as you talked about how you guys have constructed that. So that's fantastic.
And one of the advantages, if you see Kelly, he's not wearing any mitts to control the wok.
Yes.
The handle is staying cool to touch. And the reason for that is that you're avoiding any flame touching the handle of the wok. This is sometimes that happens in gas cooking, that the flame will start to lick the handle of the wok and making the handle hot. The Zwilling wok has a specific handle type. This is a V-shaped handle, which reduces the thermal transfer of heat, just a physical mechanism. You reduce the amount of metal that's conducting the heat. So this is another way we've really taken the details into mind when developing the cookware line, reducing the heat transfer to the hand. It's comfortable. You can hang on to the wok. You get a lot of control. Whether it's your frying pan or your woks, you can continue to hold it, manage the pan, and you're not going to get that heat transferring from the pan to the handle.
Yeah, and it's actually very comfortable to use. And you're right. I think that's one thing about cooking with gas per se. In other cookwares that may not be of the same quality, is the handle gets really, really hot. I think in this particular case, because we're using induction, we're cheating a little bit because it's very efficient.
Yeah.
But I think with gas, and Mrinal, for this particular wok that you have here,
Yes.
we could use this with gas as well.
Absolutely. So this works well with induction, and it works with all cooking types. You can use it on coil, you can use it on gas, you can use it on halogen. So it works well on all cooking types, works particularly well in induction because induction is creating a lot of energy, and this pan is built to withstand that energy and take that stress. The base of the wok stays flat, so it stays firm to the surface. It's smooth, it doesn't scratch the cooktop, and you get great cooking results.
And I think you mentioned it earlier, but cleanability or maintenance
Yes.
of induction is one of the key benefits for people at home as well.
Yes.
Again, because really the heat is only generated where the pot's actually in contact.
Right.
So a lot of times people that will spill over milk in a more traditional glass cooktop, it will actually stay on the cooktop around the whole surface because everything's heated up. But in this case with induction, it's really, really, really easy to.
Well, it is really the future. In Europe, we see the majority of households are already using induction. We are seeing a big shift in the restaurant industry in Canada. We have partnerships with all of the major restaurants all over Canada. We see a big shift towards induction because you're getting those advantages. You're getting the advantage of high performance, you're getting high control, high heat, low heat, lots of control, along with safety, and people are saving on energy costs because with other cooking surfaces, a lot of the heat is injected into the room. With induction, all of the heat is on the pan. You don't need an air conditioner cooling down the kitchen at the same time. So that if you're running a professional restaurant, that's money saving if you can move towards induction. So it's becoming very popular, and I would encourage everybody to consider this for their next kitchen appliance purchase.
So, usually with wok cooking, it is very high heat. I use very high heat to fry the rice, is very quick. So you mentioned on the flip side of things is actually low heat and control, not burning. I know you guys do it, we do it too. We typically will do a melting chocolate demonstration where, again, typically you would need a double boiler. But again, with induction and the right cookware, you can actually melt chocolate right on. So what we thought we would do today, as we again talk through, is actually do a fondue, because a fondue, cheese fondue in this particular case, also is very sensitive, needs to be slowly cooked properly, and can burn. But the amazing thing with induction is really, you could leave it on there for a long time, and it doesn't. And before we maybe get into that, Mernal, I'm going to start the fondue while we talk about this. I think many people are very familiar with Henckels as a brand.
Right.
And as you talked about, you've acquired many other brands over the last little while.
Yes.
One of those brands, which I love cooking with, is Staub.
Yes.
Maybe talk a little bit about that. And I'm going to get the fondue going, and I'm just starting with 1 cup of a dry white wine that I'm going to bring to a simmer. So,
Kelly, we noticed many years ago that there was a big move towards French cast iron cooking. You started to see in restaurants when they brought out the food, it was being served in beautiful cookware, cast iron, enamel cast iron with wonderful colors, whimsical, artistic, and people were using it at home. A lot of professional chefs were using it in Europe and in North America, and so it made sense for us to look for the best of French cast iron cookware, and we found a great company out of Alsace in France that was making such a product. It was called Staub, and in 2008 we merged with that company. It's been a great merger. It's a fantastic product. It's one of our fastest growing brands in Canada. It's just provides excellent cooking results. As we talked earlier, cast iron is a product that is being used for centuries, but now there's a modern twist to it with colors and enameling that it can fit into a modern kitchen and provide superior cooking results. And in combination with stainless steel cookware, you can do a lot of things. And so since 2008, we've been marketing it and selling it all across the world. We have all kinds of different shapes. Once again, I'd encourage people to go to zwilling.ca to see the full assortment. Here we have just a few products. We have a grill pan over here for grilling in the summertime. We have this classic French cocotte, which is a great cooking vessel, and we have a fondue. And I'm glad you're making one of my favorite dishes. Although I must say the wine is missing.
No, we added. Oh yeah, okay, yes, afterwards.
Okay, great. And of course, this is from a region in France that's very well known for culinary pursuits. It's a region. This is once again, it's called Alsace. It's in northeast of France. Borders Switzerland and Germany. And
they have some great wines.
They have beautiful wines. I'm sure some of your viewers are familiar with Riesling. Riesling from Alsace is very famous around the world, and some of it's grown on the German side. Some of it is on the French side. And but it's delicious. Goes well with fondues as well. So this product comes from a region and a culture known for culinary pursuits. It's not coming from an industrial zone. This is coming from a place where people are passionate about cooking and eating and making high quality products. It's a region known for its craftsmanship through the centuries. So that's the kind of people that are working on the product. Each pot takes about 25 different pairs of hands before it's completed. It takes 100 different production steps to bring it to market. It's really a labor of love. And what you need to really take to heart is that the food tastes good when you cook in it. I always tell my friends, take your favorite recipe, make half of it in your pot, make half of it on my stove, and the half that you make on stove will taste better. You just try it. It works every single time. They get sold every single time. They buy it every single time. So that's the story about stove. It's enameled, so there's no need for high maintenance. There's unenameled raw cast iron that you see in the market sometimes, which is prone to rusting, needs to be seasoned. It's a great product, except that it requires a lot of maintenance and there is a taste transfer. This is neutral to taste. It's easy to maintain. It's easy to wash. It's easy to clean. And it's beautiful. And you eat with your eyes as well as your mouth. So when you cook in it, it's a pleasure. When you serve it, you get a wow. And when you enjoy your favorite meal or dishes with your friends, it's a wonderful experience. So I would, and it's induction friendly. It can really take extreme heat, which is the one of the natures of cast iron. So extreme heat is no problem. It can go from cooktop to the oven, to the grill, to the table. So you can really, really push the limits on this cookware, and it continues to look good, and it's easy maintenance. And for both the stainless steel cookware as well as cast iron, we provide a lifetime warranty. So in terms of the warranty coverage, you get it for a lifetime, and that speaks to the confidence that we have in the product.
And I think, again, you talked about it earlier, and we're going to talk a bit more on Thursday. You know, I love Staub because it is really beautiful, and you really can bring it from cooking to table.
Yes.
And that's one topic we're going to talk a little about tomorrow as well.
Yes.
But also on Thursday is, you know, there's much more to the Staub cookware sets that you could actually use for than you think. So I think be sure to tune in for that as well. So now just very quickly, so the wine has come to a simmer.
Mm-hmm.
I've mixed in 2 different cheeses we have, which is Swiss and a Gruyere that we have here. And then we're just going to bring that and melt that. Once that's done, then we're going to add in a bit of flour, a bit of nutmeg, a bit of salt, and we got some nicely cubed bread. So after we're done, we can sit down and have a little snack.
I'm looking forward to that.
But again, it's, you know, the other thing that's amazing is, you know, if I were on gas,
Yes.
a lot of times this would be very hot.
Yes.
But reality is I can actually hold this.
Yeah. And one of the other things about fonduing in cast iron is that it retains heat very well. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of a battery effect that you get with cast iron. It absorbs a lot of heat. It maintains the heat in the pot, so you don't have cheese firming up too quickly. You can manage the fondue after you've brought the cheese and the wine to a simmer, to a gentle boil. You can keep it at that state for a long period of time, so you can concentrate on having a great conversation with your friends, having a great glass of wine, and not managing the temperature of the fondue too much. So it minimizes the maintenance as you're serving it and sharing it with your friends.
Yeah, and I think in combination with the induction cooktop, it really is perfect that way because, you know, you can prepare this much earlier in the day, actually have it sit, and then when you're ready to serve it, and we'll show our viewers later, we've got a great serving set from you guys, which we can, again, directly take the fondue pot onto the serving set, keep it warm, and enjoy the evening.
And a tea light at the base of it is enough to just keep it at that state. You just need to maintain the heat, and the food will disappear before it cools down. I can guarantee you that much.
So Mrinal, while we're waiting for this, maybe so you have Staub, but it was amazing for me to understand also the expansion that Zwilling has gone through.
Yes.
So maybe you can talk a bit about, you know, everybody knows about the knives, but even within the knives themselves,
Yes.
It's far beyond just Zwilling Henkel now.
Correct. So I'll speak a bit to that. Of course, everybody knows these 2 men, Zwilling. Zwilling in German means twins. So that's why the logo. Now I think For the English-speaking viewers, it'll make a lot of sense why it's called Zwilling. The full name of the company is Zwilling J. Henckels. It's a company, but it's also a brand. So for our high-end knives, the brand is Zwilling J. Henckels. We noticed about a decade or so back that there was also a lot of interest in Japanese knives in the marketplace. A lot of people were interested in Japanese knives, and we partnered with a company out of Seiki, Japan, and built our factory there. So it's German engineering and Japanese partnership that's brought a new brand to life. It's called Miyabi, the beauty of sharpness. They are the best Japanese knives in the marketplace. Extremely beautiful knives. In Japan, there's really a culture of making very beautiful artistic knives that people cherish. There's a history of sword making. The samurai swords are very famous. They were all built in this region. Seiki, that's where our factory is. So we have deep insights, and our staff are from a region that's well known for making great knives. So that's the Miyabi brand. It's also on our website, zwilling.ca. You can see the full selection. Staub, we've talked about a lot. I can talk about it some more as well. This is a great French brand, and lots of different colors to choose from. So for a few who are remodeling their homes and are looking for color or a dash of color to bring up the kitchen or the serving area, please consider that. We most recently acquired a company out of Italy called Ballerini. Ballerini is, again, an iconic brand in Italy. It's been around since 1889. They specialize in aluminum cookware. It's made in Italy. It's now available in Canada. And last but not the least is De Meyer. De Meyer is a brand which is focused around very premium stainless steel cookware built in Belgium. It's a company, again, an iconic brand in Belgium, based out of Belgium, and we have a full selection of that as well. So with all of these together, you can really build your dream kitchen to complement your Miele appliances. So I would really encourage everybody to visit our website to take a look and to understand what the full assortment is. And for the people who registered today, we are giving a special discount.
Yeah, so I think I'm glad you brought that up. We forgot to mention that. So if you're watching this session, be sure you've registered on Miele.ca, because at the end of this session, our partners at Zwilling have a very special offer for those viewers who have registered with us. So as you're watching, be sure you register with us on MieleLive.ca, and we'll talk about that offer at the end of the session. Ronald, we have a question coming in from a viewer, if you wouldn't mind taking it. So Sheled, welcome to MieleLive. I was told when I purchased my unit that I should never use cast iron on my induction cooktop. Has that changed?
I'm really not sure, Sheled, who mentioned that to you, because cast iron is perfectly suited for induction and should work in induction. As an added precaution, you may want to start it off on low heat and then bring it up to high heat. With some cookwares, companies out there, there can be a thermal shock when it's exposed to high heat on induction all of a sudden, because of the stress that's created from the energy being input. That's not an issue with stove, but we would recommend that, but it should be perfectly compatible with induction. Just take a magnet, check, like I mentioned in the show, with your cast iron. If it sticks, if it doesn't stick, then it's not cast iron. If it sticks, it is cast iron, and it should work on induction. And
I know, Sheled, we also get a lot of questions from consumers worried about their cooktop and damaging the cooktop with cast iron sometimes, because some cast irons are not as finished, obviously, as the Zwilling product or the Staub product
Well,
here.
let me just show Shell. Just if you look at the base of this cooktop here, it's extremely smooth, and you should make sure that when you put your cookware on an expensive induction cooktop, that the base is smooth. It's not going to scratch the cooktop. Sometimes, as I mentioned earlier, this is enameled cast iron, and enamel is primarily glass, so it's as smooth as glass. So it will not scratch your cooktop in any way. And even our black cooktops, the ones that are black in color, they sometimes can appear to be raw cast iron. Some people prefer that look, but they are enameled. And the base of it, if you look at our black cookhots, have a green base, just to further clarify that it's an enamel base, it's smooth, and it will work on your induction cooktop.
Yeah, and again, the good part as well is, as Mrinal mentioned, and we also tell our customers too, if you want to use, again, the beauty of it is I can take this towel and actually cook on that. So if you're afraid of damaging or scratching your cooktop, you can do that. Many of you out there have Silpat, which is another one that we use in demonstrations, which again, we can quickly show that, you know, we can continue to cook. So if you're worried about that aspect of things and it's scratching, then again, with induction, there's a lot of options to protect. But with the Staub cookware, which we use here in our experience centers across the country, we never have to worry about that because again, the bottom is constructed so well for us. So Mrinal, the beauty about this is really you can kind of see, it's come together nicely. I'm just going to add a final touch of some nutmeg, a bit of salt.
I'm very impressed,
And,
Kelly,
you
how you made it all happen while I was
it's all your cookware.
talking.
It's
Yeah.
all your cookware.
Okay,
I really didn't have to do much.
Thank you.
No, but it doesn't, you know, it's not burning at all.
Yes.
You know, I've got it on a 4 right now. I'll bring it down, and really it can sit.
You can also see it's not sticking to the side.
No, exactly.
It's enameled inside and out. It's very, at the end of it, after it's finished, it's very easy to clean it, just a little bit of soap and a sponge. So it's a smooth interior for your fondue, and it really is easy to maintain.
And obviously, you know, again, we'll show some other examples in the weeks in the days to come. But the great part about this, I could have this sit on my induction. It can sit if I'm having a dinner party. This could be ready in the afternoon. I can just have it sit, keep it warm very lightly, and then when I'm ready to serve, Mrinal, you guys have provided the perfect vessel. I can put it right on. Again, not hot.
Beautiful.
And we're ready to go. Let's turn that around for everybody. And again, cleanup is so easy. As simple as that.
Nicely done. Yeah, very nicely done.
So Mrinal, I want to thank you for joining us. Time has kind of flown by. We were a little worried.
Yes. Well, it was a pleasure, really. I enjoyed this very much, and I'm looking forward to being here tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think tomorrow we talk about from preparation to presentation, from preparation to table.
Yeah.
So we're going to be covering ovens and all the cookware and bakeware that Zwilling provides that can work extremely well, can be paired well with Miele ovens, and time saving as well, because you take it straight to the table.
And I think you're going to share a technique with us tomorrow that I've never done using the grill pan is,
Yes.
you know, how do you get, you know, as barbecue seasons happen, but some people like to still cook inside.
Yes.
You know, how can you get that grill using your oven
Yes.
and a steak?
Yes.
And I think that's the experience that you guys bring from the restaurant industry and how your restaurant partners have actually used your cookware. And we're going to demonstrate that with the steak tomorrow. So that'll be a lot of fun as well.
So everybody come back.
Yep.
We'll learn some more together.
Absolutely. And so we want to thank you for joining us. I also want to send a welcome to our viewers who have been invited to join us from our retailer partners across the country. So from Vancouver, we have viewers from our retail partners at Baker's Appliances, Avenue Appliances, Jerome Appliances, Midland Appliances, as well as our great partners at Trail Appliances. Here in Ontario, Tasco Appliances, Goman Appliances, Appliance Canada, and as well as Creative Appliances and Almar Appliances out east in Ottawa and Montreal. As stores begin to reopen across the country, and we understand across all the different provinces it's slightly different, to find the closest retailer to you, if you're interested in buying Miele products, be sure to visit miele.ca, find a retailer. Now, from your perspective, if people are interested in buying Zwilling product right now, what's the best way to do that right now?
Just come on down to zwilling.ca, zwilling.ca, and it's our e-com site. It has our complete selection of products, and it's very fair pricing. And like I mentioned in the show earlier, for people who've registered, they get an additional discount. So you can research a lot about your products, start your journey, and if you're ready to purchase, you can make a purchase there, and we'll ship it to your home and be there to help you in case you have any questions in the future.
Yeah, and the great thing is that's open 24/7.
Yes.
So they can do it from the comfort of their home. So again, Mernal, thank you for joining us. It's been fantastic.
It was wonderful to be here. I really enjoyed it.
And
thank you.
You're back tomorrow.
Absolutely.
We'll cook some more. And again, for those viewers, if you want to prepare questions, remember, you can either email them in or leave them in the comment section before the session starts, and we'll try to get to all the questions as soon as possible. We also want to remind you again, as all retail slowly starts to open, we want to ensure everybody remains safe out there. At Miele as well, we have launched the virtual sales consultation. So that's actually where, if you don't want to come into one of our experience centers that have reopened on an appointment-only basis across the country, you can actually do a two-way video consultation with us live with one of our product and sales experts. So if you're interested in that, visit MieleLive.ca to book your appointment there. Be sure to turn on your subscription and notification on your YouTube to get our latest videos, and when we're going to be back with MieleLive again. Tomorrow we have another session of #MieleDinesLocal. Be sure to tune in to that. It'll be really exciting to see which chef and restaurant will join us tomorrow. And very, very lastly, on behalf of Mernal, Zwilling Canada, Miele Canada, myself, we want to send a very big thank you to all the frontline workers that are out there across the communities in Canada, providing all the necessary services right now, again, as we go through these very unique times. We encourage you to stay safe, enjoy cooking at home, use great cookware sets to do that, share with your family, and we look to see you tomorrow on MieleLive. Thank you.